welcome to This Very Moment Collective. You are right on time whenever you're watching this. This reading is timeless. Tapping into our spirit guides, our angels, the universe. Spirit, what do you have for us in this very moment? Please reveal that to us. My Etsy shop is in the description if you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, manifestation candles burned on my altar. All of that can be found there. And let's get into this reading. So right away, I'm tapping into a collective people who are watching your every move. I see you stepping into, honestly, your best, most creative self. And I just feel like as time goes on, you gaining more and more power, you gaining more and more perspective. And I see there actually being a divide between you and other people, not in the sense that, well, in that sense too. I was going to say not in the sense that you disagree, but then I'm like, yeah, it is in that sense as well. But just in the sense that now you're kind of walking a new path. And people who have had access to you, someone actually brought this up to me the other day. I forgot exactly what she called it, but what is it called? It's like something proximity, relationship proximity. It's like, it's when you're around certain people for so long, they consider you to be the same. And so they start to feel entitled to you, your time, your energy, because of that proximity. So from her perspective, she was talking from HR. That's what she does for work. She's HR. And she had someone come to her and make a complaint about someone. And basically that person worked with them, but wouldn't say hi to them. So that person filed a complaint against that employee. And that's how it got into the person that I was talking to, their hands. So I forget exactly what's the word before that, but some sort of proximity, kind of making people feel ownership over you. The people who are in your near vicinity, your close proximity, these are the people who are frustrated with you, feeling entitlement over you, feeling like you should be doing something, or they should be a part of your process, or that they should somehow, I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but I'm picking up collective. A lot of people feel entitled over you and your journey, and they want to be involved. So we have new project, have confidence in your creations, and retreat. So you're on some totally different stuff. And by the way, this is not all creative for everyone. For some people, this new project is a lifestyle. It's you being involved with like new activities. For some of you, it's new friends. For some of you, it's what you want for your future has changed. So say you used to be like someone who's really big on traveling. Now you may be in your, okay, I'm ready to start a family era, for an example. And the people around you are against this new project before they fully even know what it is and what's going on, because I also don't see you like going out of your way to communicate what you're doing right now. So it's like there's so many people around you and the energy is pretty bright. Like when I tapped in, it did feel grounded, it did feel supportive, but as things goes on, it starts to feel more like people, like we have the Five of Wands, people are fighting. We have the Hermit that just came out reversed. People don't want you to be in that retreat energy. They don't want you to be in hermit mode. They want to have access to you. And I don't even think it's a forever thing. I just kind of see it as like the creative incubating period where super creative people, or whenever you're working on something new, you naturally are spending less time in the things you were spending time in before. So people are like panicking, like noticing the difference between how much access they had to you and now how they don't, how much they were able to see you before and how they don't see you as much, how, even just knowing what you have going on. I'm also feeling a very creative energy from collective. I'm feeling like you're so super creative, and not being around certain people kind of strips them of that bank of ideas that you are. So it is something that's very dysregulating for them because people are realizing how much of a dependence that they've had on you. So I'm kind of seeing, people's opinion shifting towards you and their attitude. I'm seeing people get quite frustrated with you these days because they're not able to read your mind. They're not able to get the information like for what new plans you have. They're not able to control you. New project, it says, like a newborn baby, your actions are growing your idea into reality. And exactly, literally, when you have a new baby, you're spending time at home. You're not going to the events, you're not out and about. And no, everybody cannot come and see your baby because it's like you carry sickness and whatever. And I'm not trying to, like, no, I'm not having everybody, I'm not having people touching and being all over in my area and potentially getting us sick. So it's just like that, where you have something that you deeply care about and you do everything in your power to protect it, and people are getting frustrated by that in your case. We have faith in your creations. It says trust in the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. Spirit, God, the divine, whatever you believe in is channeling through you right now, collective. And I feel like Spirit is putting you in this retreat energy because in the past you may have had ideas come to you but not pursue them because you got advice from someone else. And I've actually experienced this in real time and realized that it's really not personal, but when a message is given to you, it's given to you. So when you tell someone outside of you, they're not going to understand it because, for one, they're not on your journey, for two, that's not their destiny, and for three, Spirit didn't give them that message, so they're like pretty much all but guaranteed not to understand. And so in my case, I went to someone that I really trust, really respect, someone who taught me so much. And I was sharing with them like a new manifestation technique that Spirit gave me. And I had never seen anyone do it before. I never heard about it, but it came to me so strongly. And I shared this idea with them and it freaked them out. They were like, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, what? I never heard of that before. No, don't do that. And because of that, I literally didn't do it. And then months later, I saw the materials that I ended up collecting to carry out like what Spirit was leading me to. And it reminded me, I was like, oh my God, it's been like 6 months now. Who knows where I would have been now or what would have happened if I planted that seed 6 months ago. So in my case, that wasn't, my teacher being like malicious. It was just genuinely, they didn't get that message and it freaked them out, some of the things that I was being called to. And I locked in. Right after that, I realized, oh, I can't share my personal messages with everyone because not everyone's going to understand. It was not given to them. So they don't have the insight that I have. So it's better not to share it because that can literally change your path. That can keep you from seeing it through. So that's why Spirit's got you in this retreat mode. It's not even like because Spirit doesn't trust the people around you per se. It's not that people have malicious intention. Even when I was tapping in, I was tapping into friends or family or community, whoever this is, outside people. I wasn't getting like a hateful spirit of them just wanting to stop your bag or stop your creativity or wanting to control you. I got a deeply, like, we deeply care for you. We're in love with you. It's like, that saying, there's a thin line between love and hate. That's what I was getting, that there was such a deep like respect and value people place on you. And because of that, it makes them like kind of tweak out a bit when you're doing something out of their scope of vision, because it's like they want to be involved. When you care about someone, it's like when they tell you, oh, there's this new guy I'm dating, you want to know everything about it, right? And if you see a red flag, instantly you're calling it out, even if it's something small, because you respect that person, you love that person, you want the best for them. So you're going to call it out, even if it's something small. It's going to seem bigger to you because of how much you value this person. That's the energy I'm getting. I'm not getting a malicious vibe. So I feel like even Spirit has you in retreat mode, not because people are like necessarily plotting against you. Maybe for a small portion of you, that is the case. But just because Spirit's like, I don't want you to be negatively influenced to the point where you do not pursue this creative pursuit. I don't want to delay your timeline or have someone else in the collective end up carrying out this idea that I gave you. And I've had stuff like that happen where there's things I was called to do or say, and then like months later, because I never said anything about it, all of a sudden there's like this video going viral or something and someone else is saying exactly the message I got before, and it's like, this could have been my video. So I've had all sorts of situations like this play out. Retreat, it says to block out distractions, spend quiet time alone so that you can focus on your priorities. So exactly, it's not even like, oh, Spirit's trying to separate you because people have ill intentions or people are going to get you off track. It's literally more a thing where it's not personal. Spirit just wants you to lock in. We have the Avenger, the victim, and the rescuer. So this part is quite dysregulating to people, People are very confused about this. At some point, it seems like you were a victim, and I see you rescuing yourself and coming back with a vengeance. So, not gonna lie, your friend group may change, the people you hang out with may change, because partially because they're associated with the past. And a lot of times when you move forward, you just don't want that association. Not because they're bad, but just because it reminds you of the past and you want to start clean. But partially because, yeah, there is a little bit of friction now with the new version of yourself, especially if you were more of a victim before, or just more subservient. Like if you were just someone who didn't rock the boat, didn't speak up, and you were just more chill, but now you're a free speaker, free thinker, and not afraid to speak up for yourself. That is hard to deal with. That's like going from one side of the spectrum to the other. So yeah, you may naturally not get along with people anymore, and there may become, there may be some conflict that comes of that, just because being with someone that was in harmony with the older version of you is likely not going to be in harmony with the new version of you. So you may find like, oh my goodness, these people enabled me. Like they fed into the woe is me train, or they fed into the, well, let's just do what we can, or they fed into, let's not manifest, let's not worry about it. And you're finally locked in with spirit. So you're unlocking new levels, new manifestations, like new, divine paths that are opening up for you. And so you don't have those same beliefs anymore. So there would likely be some friction. The Avenger says the desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness, on behalf of oneself or society. So not gonna lie, I do not see you being quiet about the things that you've endured, especially if it's things that you've endured at the hands of a specific person. It's one thing for like, the patriarchy to screw you over. It's another thing for your dad to screw you over, someone who's in your real life who has an actual connection with you. So yeah, you may be making waves, you may be having the like kind of like the feeling of like rage bubble up within you for some of you, realizing, wow, that person enabled me, or that person planted this seed in my head, or this was actually the person that I connected to that kind of influenced me to become that way. All these realizations, and it's rocking the boat. It's rocking the boat. The victim, it says, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So you're getting out of any victim mentality, whether it was temporary or whether it was kind of just more your energy before, feeling like, and it'd be like that, honestly, like it just be like that sometimes. Sometimes you don't have the power to fight through everything, and you just kind of like end up under the tide, getting rolled over by what's going on externally. So I can relate to that for sure, but that isn't you anymore. That's not your story. That's not your destiny. You're not claiming that. And I see you rescuing yourself. So your energy, you definitely show up with a lot of life force right now, collective. People are very, like, very much so, like maybe intimidated by you, or, seeing you as too much or too intense. And it's just like your aura. Yeah, spirit is showing me like a dark purple, very thick cloud type of aura. And that may be your energy. Very mysterious, very spiritual, all knowing, third eye activated. So it's kind of like making people feel vulnerable and scared. The rescuer says provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. So I'm seeing you're motivating people, and you're like, listen, we can get up, we can change this. You want to, a lot of you, carry the people who have been with you to the next level. But they're finding the switch up to be so different. And I'm seeing them being very, some people just off put by this change in you because they do want to stay the same. And people who have supported you in the past, let's tap in, spirit. How are they seeing collective now? We got the Page of Wands. So you're very fiery and excited about new opportunities, new places, travel. How do they see collective now? Okay, so they see you as a very wealthy person, but non-empathetic. We have the King of Cups reversed and the Ten of Pentacles. So they kind of see you as someone who, yeah, Temperance reversed at the bottom of the deck. They kind of see you as someone who has a lot of wealth, but it seems like you switched up. We have the Four of Swords reversed. So that's like, they can't even get you trapped in a woe is me victim state. Also, people are noticing that they cannot get you to like baby them or or honestly even care with that Four of Swords reversed about what they have gone through. People may have come to you and like to complain and be on your phone, complaining, or you may have been someone who is also in that energy, and people are realizing that you don't make excuses anymore. You're kind of like, all right, Temperance reverse, bottom of the deck. If things are messed up, that's what it is. But I'm not going to think about that anymore. Four of Swords reverse. I'm not going to sit and think about all the battles that I've been through. I'm not going to ruminate on the things I wish I would have said, or even the things that I want to do to get revenge. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to release that version of myself. I don't want to see myself that way anymore. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to be that. And I'm going to move forward. And it's like you're involved in this new project. For some of you, it could be learning a new language. For some of you, it could be travel. Some of you, a lifestyle change. With that Page of Wands energy, for a lot of you, it's definitely something creative. And it seems like people really are left in the cold. So it is kind of making a bit of sense why people are panicking right now, because they don't know where you're going. They don't know if they're going to have any access to you in the future. And it is quite dysregulating for them. They see you as someone who's very wealthy, but not being willing to share your wealth. So people are kind of saying things like collective switched up. Dang, we got the Six of Cups reversed. It's like collective acts like they don't even know us anymore. Knight of Cups, collective got a new boo. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and they're acting brand new. Got a little 10-10 moment here. And it's the good tens, 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. So that's like, starting a family. That's like moving. That's generating some wealth, buying a home, purchasing things that are very costly. Having like extending your connections, being connected to people who are high value, who have things to add into your life, running with a new crowd, wealth. And we got the Six of Cups reversed in the Knight of Cups. And honestly, as the spread goes on, I am seeing that their suspicions do seem to be true. People are losing access to you. And, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. I'm like, dang, I don't even know what to say, because sometimes you really do have to just choose you and move forward. I can see that people are in pain. I can see that people are not happy with this outcome, but I can also see there's got to be some reason. Six of Cups reversed. I mean, honestly, it's reason alone that Spirit has been guiding you here. And, I see you locked in with Spirit. Spirit originally put you in that retreat energy for a reason. So I feel like it's only natural that you stick to it. And people are just having a hard time handling that. They definitely are. Knight of Cups, not gonna lie, it's really looking like you're piecing out of the victim mentality, piecing out of poverty mindset, piecing out of like a life that you just didn't want, and stepping into sunshine and rainbows, and you're not saving anyone. Ooh. And you know what? I'm just hearing Spirit just said it's not their job to save anyone. That's my job. Oh my goodness. I just gotta chill. Spirit is reminding you, collective, that it is not, you're not Spirit, it is not your responsibility to save everyone and take care of them. Everyone is ultimately on their own timeline. And because of that proximity we have to each other, like I was talking about in the beginning, it's easy to think, even on the flip side, even on our end, that it's our job to take care of people because we have certain knowledge and value. But Spirit is coming in, reminding us that it's not even our job to do that for people. I see Spirit telling collective to continue to move forward in the direction that Spirit is leading you. Continue to lock in. And I'm also hearing that this will be resolved. This will be resolved. Spirit is just telling you this is the time we have to lock in, but this will be resolved in time. We have manifesting and doing. And then we have move beyond intention to belief. So Spirit is definitely calling collective to trust in the divine process, move beyond to setting intention to the point where you're acting as if the reality that you want already is, acting as if you know that you're already that person that you want to be and where you want to be. And then we have manifesting and doing. So Spirit is kind of saying, let's not spend too much time in the physical, but let's also not spend too much time in the 5D. in the spiritual and the manifesting. We're being called to do both. And for collective, it seems like the main thing we're being called to is to take action in the 3D. Everyone's on their path, their own path. Yours could be different, more spiritual based at this time. So yeah, Spirit is kind of giving you the courage to keep going and letting you know that, you know, the disgruntled energy in the collective will be resolved, but by Spirit. You know, that's not your job, even though it's intense and uncomfortable for other people for sure. Spirit is telling you to know that it will all be taken care of the way it's supposed to. That's what I got for us today. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, manifestation candles burned on my altar, all that can be found on there. And that's what I have for us today. I'll talk to you soon.